4, 3, 2, 1.
Champions! Wrexham are promoted. They have their storybook ending.
You can walk through the fire. You can walk through the fire. When it's down to the wire. You can walk through the fire.
Howdy, y'all. Welcome to the Wrexham Texan. My name is Jake Green. Sorry, having some little technical issues here. Just turning up some volumes. Yeah, welcome to the show. Happy that y'all are joining me today. What a freaking week. Went from super low to super high, and it kind of felt very nostalgic, that the game yesterday. I forgot to pull up the Sutton game, which didn't feel like Wrexham, or not the Sutton game, the Forest Green game. Yeah, what a really low lows, really high highs this week, and it was just a roller coaster ride. I mean, the mere fact, we're not going to spend very much time on the Forest Green game, because why would I want to dwell in sadness and patheticness for that long? But I also didn't get to watch a lot of the game. I got to watch the last like 30 minutes of it. So I'm not the best person to be speaking on the Forest Green game. However, we can talk about the stats for 2 seconds. I mean, it says we had 74% possession. That's crazy that we had 74% possession and didn't put the ball in until injury time. That is wild. That is wild. Ended up getting the draw, ended up getting 1 point out of it from one of the worst teams in the league. But I mean, it's not what you want. It's not what you want to see. It's not what you want to see our team do. You don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to think about it. In fact, let's just stop talking about it right now. Let's talk about the beauty that was yesterday. I've got a lot of highlights to go over since I've been getting kicked off of YouTube streams. I have little 9-second clips of the highlights this time, so that they don't boot me off YouTube. Highly recommend you go over to Rumble, subscribe on our Rumble channel. You can also get the audio version of this podcast wherever. We're everywhere. So yeah, the game yesterday. I mean, let's first just talk about the starting lineup, because the starting lineup just made me so happy. Really made you feel like it was last year again. We got Barnett, we got Mendy, O'Connell, Cleworth, Cannon, Lee, and then the big two, Paul Mullen and Ollie Palmer, in the starting lineup yesterday. It was unbelievable. I mean, it was whoa, this is weird. Interesting. I'm way more zoomed in. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it felt very nostalgic to have them playing together again. And we're going to get to some highlights right here in 2 seconds. But I love this lineup. I mean, most of the lineup, it was players from last year. Obviously, Okonkwo, Boyle, and McLean were the three that came in more recently. Didn't get that promotion season with us, but man, there's something about Mullen and Palmer starting together that really just makes me happy. And we're going to get into why that is here in a little while. And we're going to talk about, I mean, the reactions to Palmer and Mullen playing together from people on Twitter or on X are friggin' great and spot on. We're going to get to all that here in a bit, but let's watch some highlights, shall we? Let's see.
O'Connell goes over the top. Palmer looks offside.
Great ball from O'Connell. Oh, he put it in the exact right spot. He put it in the exact right spot that you needed. But Goalie just got a foot on it. That was going to be a hard angle. That was going to be a hard angle to score on. But the fact that he made that run so perfectly, O'Connell saw him. He knew he was going to be there. He tapped it to him, launched it right over the top. Man, I thought Ollie Palmer was going to get that goal right at the beginning. So next highlight, the next three, I think we all know what the next three highlights are going to be.
Corner of the box, Cleworth's still there. Barnett's outside him, uses him. Barnett sweeps the cross in nicely. Mullen.
Oh, Mullen with the header.
Mullen scores.
Kind of broke that streak of Mullen not scoring. Kind of felt like Mullen was finally maybe going to get some momentum going into the rest of this game. And then just a few minutes later,
Hang on a second. As McLean picks a ball.
McLean gets the rip. I thought he was going to dump it off to Palmer here, but he just went for it. What a shot. Griffith's going crazy. It was at that point I kind of settled into the couch and just realized, oh, this is going to be a really good day. This is going to be a good day. I'm just I just felt very at ease. It was a home game. We're up 2-0 within the first 15 minutes or 25 minutes. And yeah, it was kind of at that point, you just knew it was over. And then what was it? 10 minutes later.
Back to Elliott Lee, the taker. McLean's available, but he shoots a nasty ball.
Somehow their defenders let the ball go across the entirety of the goal box. And Mullen got his second header for a goal, completing his hat trick within 35 minutes. I then proceeded to do some research. I thought, that might be one of the fastest hat tricks ever. Incorrect. The fastest hat trick ever was like 2 minutes and 38 seconds. So not quite, not quite record breaking, but still, I mean, in the first 35 minutes, getting a hat trick, that is phenomenal. That can't happen very often. There's no way that happens. I would love to know how many hat tricks happen in the first half of a match, because that would be, it just seems like a very difficult thing to do. But man, thoroughly freaking enjoyable. All right. Up next, a mere 6 minutes later, and this kind of just sealed the deal.
Lee's rolled it into him beautifully. He cuts inside Miller, pulls it back. Lee hits it.
What a shot. What a shot. It was a little give and go. So Lee tapped it over to Mullen, and then Lee ran down the field, got the ball back for Mullen, and he kind of like scooped it into the back of the goal. He didn't hit it with like tons of power. He kind of scooped and curved it at the only sliver of the goal that he could see. Unbelievable. Phenomenal. So much fun. And then let's see, I've got 3 more highlights. The rest of the highlights, obviously we didn't score again, but the rest of the highlights are just interesting moments that I thought that I just thought showed some quality from some of our players.
Nice little give and go by Cannon. Mendy turns.
Mendy, I thought Mendy was tremendous.
Great job.
Barnett. I thought Barnett was going to score there. I feel like he kind of should have. If we can, here, I'm just going to go back just a little bit. So he gets the ball right there. I'm guessing he could have gone upper 90 on the left and scored, but that's a hard angle. Yeah, I do kind of feel like he should have scored that one. But it is what it is. And then next up, this is what we've been missing.
Spectacular acrobatic save.
O'Connell, Palmer, header down. Mullen
still nailing it from 20 yards.
Yeah, missed the shot, but there's something like Palmer and Mullen just know how they each play. Their chemistry is undeniable, and it's something we've been missing. We talked about the stats of the team when Ollie Palmer plays versus when he doesn't, and we win. I think we are undefeated when Ollie Palmer starts a game for Wrexham this season. And it shows. Like, he might not be the one scoring all the goals, but he takes away defenders because he's so physical, he's so big, and he's so good that they have to put extra defenders on him, or they have to be worried about him whenever he's on the pitch. And so I've been advocating to put Ollie Palmer in the game for the entire season. I mean, I realize Stephen Fletcher has been crushing it, but he's been crushing it in games where we haven't been winning. Ollie Palmer seems to bring something a little bit different, which I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy that we that we won that game by such a drastic margin yesterday. It was very emphatic. Yeah, we'll get to some more Paul Mullen stuff later. Let's see. And then the final thing was their goalie ended up playing really well at the very end. But that was pretty much it. Clearly the rest of the time, I mean, their defending was bad, but the goalie made some mistakes for sure. So
Poor clearance, Lee hits him the edge of the box.
what a shot. I thought Tozer was going to put that in, but that was an unbelievable double save. Diving left, taps it out, and then Tozer puts it right where he should have put it, maybe a little bit higher, but a little bit higher, and you risk kicking it over. And that goalie, I mean, phenomenal job saving that second ball and the first one too. Yeah, I mean, obviously the goalie did not have a good day. It was not his day, but that last save, you got to give credit where credit is due, and that last save was phenomenal. What's his name? Radek Vitek. Man, that's a tough name. By the way, stick around because I've got 2 new segments today. One is an interview with Mr. Shaun Winter. What up, Aaron? Welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in, man. Yeah, I got about a 45-minute interview with Shaun Winter. We'll be playing here in a minute. And then I've got a new segment after that called Beggar's Corner. And you'll just have to stick around to see what that one's all about. Yeah, let's go through some stats from yesterday because it was just too much fun. It's crazy that possession was 50-50 because we just absolutely smoked them. It didn't feel like 50-50. It felt like we had the ball the entire game. Okonkwo barely had to work. There were a couple times in the second half where he had to save a couple, but man, he just had a relaxing day back there. Let's see. We had 2 offsides. I think they were both legit. We had 6 corners, including what I've been wanting them to do, which is short corners. We had a couple short corners from those. And they proceeded to give us looks that we don't normally get from a corner kick. I don't know why more teams don't do the short corner thing. I really wish they would do the short corner thing. In fact, I really like this too. I need to, I'm going to edit this layout real quick on the fly, get that going so that I can be just a little bit bigger. There we go. Update. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Yeah, I would very much like people to do more corners, short corners. I don't really understand. I mean, I guess we do have some tall guys. When we have like people like Hayden and Fletcher and Palmer in the game, it makes more sense to me to do a traditional corner. But when we don't have those guys in the game, or when they're not flooding the box, it makes way more sense to me to do some short corners because we have some speedy guys, especially on Barnett's side. If you just tap it to Barnett, if Lee and Barnett are over there because Lee's taking the corner and he taps it to Barnett, they can do some phenomenal give and go type scenarios. I would much prefer to see that than just launching it into the box. That's just my personal opinion. Other people might disagree. Other people who know football way better than me. It is what it is. These are just my statements. Passes. I mean, every stat was pretty much even until you get to the attack where utter domination. 4 goals, 22 shots, 11 of them on target. They had 12 shots with 3 of them on target. We killed them on that. We had double their shooting accuracy. We had 14 shots inside the box. Most of their shots were outside the box. Most of ours were inside. So that should tell you pretty much everything. Defense, we had our tackle game. I commented on it like 10 times during the match. We kept tackling perfectly. It was like me playing FIFA, just sticking that foot in there whenever they started on a run, and you just ripped the ball away. It was unbelievable. We timed everything perfectly on defense. And then discipline, fouls conceded. They had 20 fouls conceded, well deserved. We each had 1 yellow card, which we'll get to that. And then they had that horrendous red card, which we'll also get to that. Yeah, I mean, overall, super exciting day. It felt, like I said, it felt very much like last season. It had the energy of last season. It had the lineup of last season. It basically, yeah, it's what I've been wanting for the last 10 weeks. You know, this is what I've been wanting. And so, and yeah, we had, there was a giveaway at the stadium. Let's see if we can get this back up there. Giveaway at the stadium of all these scarves. I love. Look at all the friggin' Where's Waldo book of all these red and white striped scarves. Pretty dang funny. So I've not ever been the biggest fan of United Airlines. They've had some issues here in the States, but that was a classy move right there, giving everybody free scarves. Yeah, I mean, look at that photo. That's such a good banner for somebody's YouTube channel or Twitter profile. Is a better version of that. Is a much more like high resolution version of that. But man, phenomenal. What a look. You could see. It's one thing to like hear the fans. It's another like and hear the excitement and how into it they are. It's another thing to see it. This gives you a really good visual of how into the game all of the supporters are. It's nothing but scarves everywhere. That doesn't happen with every sport. It definitely doesn't happen with every sport here in the US, and even in sports where it does not happen with every team. So that's something special. That's a Wrexham thing. I love it. Let's see. Oh yeah. Millie Tipping talked to Paul Mullen before the game. If you can hear her.
Thank you.
She says, "Hat trick today, please."
Thank you.
And that's exactly what happened. Millie, if you're watching, I would highly advise you say that to at least one player every match. I think it's probably the reason that we got that hat trick that Mullen converted. So yeah, maybe go stand out there and tell a different player each time, or just Mullen each time. I'm fine with Mullen too, but I have a feeling it's going to wear out eventually. You can't have that much magic, and so maybe pass the magic around and give it to different folks. All right, this is what I wanted to talk about the most before we get into the interview with Shaun. Rich of his Twitter handle is RichWXM. We're so much better with Ollie on the pitch. He draws defenders, opening up space for others, and the whole team plays higher up the pitch. Mullen performs better alongside him too. Couldn't agree more. This is what I've been saying. You might not always see everything that Palmer does. He doesn't get all of the flashiness that Mullen does, and it's the fact that he is talented with the ball, but he's also talented off the ball. He draws, as exactly what Rich says here, he draws defenders away so that Mullen and his teammates can do their thing. And then when he does get the ball, he does a great job with it. That header that he headed straight at the feet of Mullen, absolutely fantastic, quality play. If you go back, if you watch the game yesterday and you just watch him, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. You'll see defenders leave where they're supposed to be because they're worried about Palmer. And you'll see him draw more than one defender at a time. He's a threat in a way that is understated. And yeah, not only that, but he and Mullen always plays better when Palmer's on the field. And it's because Palmer, they have that synchronicity. They can see where they can see where they're going, and they know what to do. They can anticipate each other's moves extremely well. And yes, that comes with knowing each other for longer, but not everybody who's known each other for that long still has that chemistry or has that chemistry at all. And so like they have a special connection, and I would very much love to see us continue to encourage that special connection and keep him out on the pitch with Mullen, because it's just such a better time when they're out there together. All right, we'll get into a few of the other things and my predictions after the interview with Shaun. And then, yeah, my new segment, which is called Beggar's Corner, will come at the end of this episode. So stick around for that. But for now, y'all, I was super thrilled to be able to interview Shaun Winter. I've been a fan of his since season 1 of the documentary series. I think he's super passionate, dude. We had a great chat. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Here is me and Shaun Winter talking for about 45 minutes. So good little interview. Here we go. All right, Mr. Shaun Winter, welcome to the Wrexham Texan. How are you doing today?
I'm very good, and thank you for inviting me on. I really appreciate it. It's nice to meet you.
Heck yeah, you too, man. I'm gonna gush for a second because I've watched all of Welcome to Wrexham, and you were top 3 favorite part of the show. I love like the heart that you have for Wrexham and that team. I can feel that. So it's just touching in a lot of ways. I grew up a Texas A&M Aggie American football fan, and our team is just perennially mediocre, just always finishing right in the middle. We never win we haven't won a championship since 1939.
Well, we know what that feels like, don't we?
Yeah. And so I connected with your pain that I could see, for your team that hadn't been promoted in 15 years. I completely understood that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like passion, and I like perseverance, and you seem to exhibit both of those qualities.
Well, one thing I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse, but I'm just an ultra passionate man. That's how I am. I'm ultra passionate about my club. I'm ultra passionate about my kids. And now it's coaching, and whatever I do, I'm all in. But Wrexham is just, well, people watching the show, I think my passions kind of come across on it. Mm-hmm. Although, there's some things in the show where I'm thinking, oh, Shaun, it's got away with me a bit. And, especially the first season, I wasn't too proud of that. But I am proud of my passion, and I'll never hide it. What you see is what you get. I think I'm a pretty straight person. I don't mask my emotions. Mm-hmm. But I'm just ultra passionate. It's just that's my team. It's the team I've supported since a kid. You're a sports fan yourself, so yeah. That's what it's all about. I mean, I've had the best times of my life at the race course, and I've had the worst. I've had the worst feelings in the world at that ground. Mm-hmm. But you keep coming back because it's a love. It's a love like no other. I mean, bar for my kids, nothing touches Wrexham. It's ingrained in me. I just say my granddad's ashes are on that pitch. Wow. So it's just it's special. It's special. It's real special to me, and it's how I've been brought up, and it's in me. It's just, and that's what I hope I install into my kids. I don't force it upon them, but they get it. They want to come to the matches. They want to be with me at the match, and it's just
keep passing it down through the generations.
That's right. That's all I can do, and I think my passion. I think it's quite infectious, but then I think it can be like, God, these are going a bit overboard. But that's just what I'm like, Yes. I'm like it in kids' football now. It's like I'm so passionate about. So I coach Lenny's team under 7s, and I coach Charlie's team under 11s now. Okay. I played all my life. I played for over 20 years, and I played at good standards. Mm-hmm. But I'm so passionate about passing on my knowledge and teaching these kids. And just taking them having little one-on-one chats, and this is what you know. And it's just I'm so passionate about it. It's just I could burst. I'm so passionate sometimes. It's just that's the way I am.
Yeah, you can see that on screen. Like I love that. I'm not. I pretty much wear my heart on my sleeve as well. Like I don't hide very much. I'm very straightforward and honest. And just this is what it is, and you just if you can't deal with it, you can't deal with it, and that's okay. I'm not a prick about things, but I'm.
we all have our moments, though, don't we? I mean, I don't think a lot of people. Certain things I've learned to be a bit more cautious with what not cautious with what I say. Because I got something to say, you better believe I'll say it.
Right.
I'm not. I'll never hide behind anything. And if I've got something to say to someone, I'll come out and say it. But I'm more cautious about people might not get me. Whereas before I wasn't. I was a bit wild, a bit of a, and I just say things, and I think they've took this the wrong way, and so I'm more cautious about what I say, how I say things now. I work on myself quite a lot. And so especially during the show, I'm thinking, oh God, that's come out wrong, or and I've not realized it at the time. So it's been a bit of a learning curve for me as well. I've got to tell you.
Yeah, it's weird when you know what your intentions are and you know what you're trying to say, but you realize there's tons and tons of people watching the show that don't know you, that aren't assuming the best in you, and so they take things completely improperly or completely wrong, and they make you out to be something you're not. That's got to be super frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, I think people have seen that I can be a bit of an idiot, or especially when I've had too many drinks in me. But I don't hide from that. I try and better myself. But people seen the good in me as well. People seen the proper me. I don't put anything on. Like, my emotions are my emotions, and I think I feel every emotion hard. Yeah. So I've got so much love inside me. Like, you probably see it with my kids. Like, tonight they're not here. And it's like the first night in like 7, 8. But I've been on FaceTime to them all night. Yeah. Like, my youngest is always with me. But it's just I've got so much love to give, and I've got so much. I try and pass it down to them. But yeah, I mean, I'm thinking they must think I'm an absolute prick, like about an asshole, but I'm not. I'm just, and people assume, people just assume they kind of know me, or if they've seen me in the pub once before, think, God, especially after Wrexham win, because I could have been loud, I could have been something, and they just automatically. But then they think it gives them the right to go on fake aliases on Twitter, on hammer me, or. Well, but they'll never bring me down. People like that will try and bring me down. They'll never bring me down. They might bring me down for a day or two, but they'll never stop me from pushing on and succeeding,
Yeah. I think one thing that I've definitely learned is just don't read the comments. People have so many opinions, and you're never going to please everybody. So don't read.
That's it. Well, we're bringing this is Wrexham the Late Show back on Saturday. And I never really, I'd read them, but Steve, a producer, he kind of, if there's any bad ones, he'd take them down, because I would go in them, because I like to reply to people who are being nice to me. Yeah, for sure. I think if they've taken their time to write me a nice message, then the least I can do is like it and say, thank you very much. But I catch the bad one, and I'd be like, and I take it to heart, because I think, hang on a minute. But what annoys me so much, and I mean so much, is it's never their proper name. Yeah. And this absolutely annoys me. And I just think, be big enough. If you've got a problem with me, just drop me a message. There we go. Problem. Let's talk it out. But it's never that, is it? It's or it's something on Reddit. I didn't even know Reddit existed until, again, Steve showed me. Right. So I type in my name on Google, and I'm like, what? These people absolutely hate me, but they don't know me, And you can't know them. It's like user number 19653322, Surely there's more to life than just thinking, I don't like the look of this guy. Let's go hide behind a fake profile, and let's just hammer him. Because, that to me, that's a sad existence.
It's a very sad existence. I
Yeah.
completely agree. But let's talk about a happy existence, which is
Yeah.
coaching your sons. What kind of coach are you? Are you like very much into the tactics? Or are you like a really hands-on coach? Like
both. I'm hands-on. Like I said, I played all my life, and I've got a vision of football.
Mhm.
I was a good player.
Mhm.
I played at clubs. I was at Wrexham. Only 6 weeks though. I didn't quite pass the trial, but I went to other clubs, which I'm not going to name because they're our rivals.
Okay.
But yeah, I played in good leagues. I played in good teams. I played a bit in Spain.
Wow.
I moved over. Yeah, I moved over there with an ex-girlfriend of mine, and so I played a bit over there. So I know one thing I know is football, and I'd like to think I know it. And I've always known I go to coach, and I know it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm ready for it now. I've got a good temperament. I never shout at them because I've had it done to me. And football's a confidence game, and I've got these kids playing like they never thought they're capable of playing before sometimes, and it's just they come off the pitch and be like, whoa, it's just so rewarding. It's so rewarding, yeah. And like I said, I started with Lenny's team under sevens. And Lenny's not even 7 yet. He scored 34 this season already. Yeah, he's even at Man United looking at him, which is, it's just crazy. And then Charlie's team, the coach couldn't do it anymore, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I said, yeah, I'll do it, and I haven't looked back. I just love it. Obviously, they're older, so I can teach them more tactics, the actual game, the where you need to be past, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whereas Lenny's age, it's just about enjoying them. I just want him to go out there. I just say to him, keep getting in space, keep getting the ball, passing the ball, and play with a smile. That's it. There's nothing more to it. They're too young for anything else. It's just about enjoying football for me.
Yeah. And like for that age, you just want them to love it and keep on wanting to play it and kind of build the passion to play, keep playing into the future. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's it.
What would you we're gonna jump right into Wrexham and parking. Since you are a coach now, what if you had one piece of advice that you were forced to give to Parky as far as coaching? What would that piece of advice be?
See, I like the way we play, but sometimes I would like to see us start with a diamond in midfield.
Okay.
That'd be my only thing. I'd like to see us start with that. Pack the midfield, and I think I love the way Wrexham play. I don't like sometimes if we play away on a bit of a scrappy pitch. That's when you'll see him go to the long ball, and I don't like that. I don't think it suits us at all. But I get it. But on the good pitches or at home, we knock the ball about lovely. Sometimes I just like to see us maybe drop one defender, go with the diamond, and I don't know, maybe marry it behind Mullin and Palmer. That'd be nice to see. But Parky knows better than me. Parky knows better. See, this is the thing with football fans is they all think they know better than him. But that man's got God knows how many promotions under his belt. He knows better than us. So, and his win ratio at Wrexham is phenomenal. Yes. People just need to just remember, fans will go and we had a bad result, didn't we, against Gillingham, which I thought we played well, by the way. So, but fans are going, well, he needs to go, blah blah blah, this and that. But those same fans will be singing his name when he takes us up at the end of the season.
You're darn right. Yes,
and he will take us up again. It's a tough league. We're not entitled to turn up and just go march through the league. It's a tough league. It's a higher standard. People need to know that. Yes, we spent a lot of money, and yes, we are going in a fantastic direction, and we've probably overachieved so far this season. But there's 13 games left, and we've got a game in hand, and we can. It's kind of in our hands. Stockport need to come to us. Mansfield need to come to us. Yep. And they will not be looking forward to that. I can guarantee you.
Guaranteed. What are your thoughts on... I just lost my question. The past few games, Parky has put in a different starting lineup. Very different for the past few games. What are your thoughts on him switching things up like that?
I think it's because we just got so many games. I think
Yeah.
we got so many games. I mean, against MK Dons,
Mhm.
I thought we were tremendous.
Yes.
I really like the look at this Marriott up front. I really like him. He just runs his heart out. Just needs a bit of and I can see, Mullins played a lot of games and he just does not stop. So what my thinking behind it is, he wants to give him a bit of a rest and just freshen him up a touch for the running.
Mm-hmm.
That's But yeah, I mean, it was good to see Luke Young coming back. I thought he was tremendous.
I agree. His corner kicks are phenomenal.
See, we've missed that. As much as I love McLean, I love Elliot Lee, but they can't put a ball on the spot like Luke Young can. I'm telling you now. And you just think when Aaron Hayden comes back in that team, and you've got Youngie whipping him in, it's just I like that Toes has been given a break because he was a bit out of form, to be honest.
Yeah.
He started the season a bit indifferent, and then he just had a tremendous patch. He was brilliant, but games have took their toll, and he has looked a bit ropey. He needed a rest.
Mm-hmm.
But O'Connell's come in, and he's played exceptional, I think.
Yes.
I like Cleworth. I like what he's doing. It was good to see Tunnicliffe back.
Yeah.
But we need all these players kind of fresh and ready to go, don't we?
Yeah.
So,
it is nice. Like we do have a ton of depth. Like if we're healthy, we have a ton of depth.
Yeah.
I think
it's nuts, isn't it? It's like before the Gillingham game, so I always look an hour before the team will come out. So I look on Twitter and I think I really like the look of that team.
Yeah.
I really like the look of it. And then, but you can guarantee. Look at the comments underneath. You'll see this now. I check your Twitter on Saturday, just before an hour before that, and whatever team he puts in, and go in the comments underneath. I guarantee there'll be people slagging it off. This is before a ball's been kicked.
Yeah.
It's just and I thought we played. I thought first half we were absolutely outstanding against Gillingham.
Yes.
Who are a good team, by the way. We've got no right to just turn up there and think it's Wrexham will go and win. It's just no. I thought we were very unlucky.
Yeah.
But it's football, isn't it? And sometimes when things aren't going against you, then it's the way it goes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, their goalie. I talked about this in the episode today. Like their goalie was unbunbelievable that game.
Yeah, he played so well.
He's 40 years old, which is wild. Like,
really?
How well he moved. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't have a clue. Wow.
Yeah,
wow,
so I thought that was impressive. I remember something I was going to ask before about people wanting Parky to go after getting losses and like not playing so well. What do you think? Because that doesn't really happen here in the States. So that doesn't happen in our sports. We don't have streaks of like if you get a 4-game losing streak, no one's calling for the coach's head. So what do you think it is about football in the UK where that is more of a thing, where the fans start to want the coach to go so quickly? See,
now people might think I contradict myself here because in the first season, you probably heard me say about but he wasn't right. He wasn't right for us, and you might have heard me say, the players weren't pulling their weight. So you might have seen me saying he needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
But that was after him leaving us one season when we were about to go up, and then coming back, a drop of a hat, which I didn't like, and he wasn't doing the business anyway. Parkinson, it's a completely look at Parkinson's from the start, right? Look at his record, look at his win ratio. It's just it absolutely baffles me. Now he's got this style of play, and he's played this style since he came, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we're winning all these games on the bounce, do people go and have a go at his style of play then? Do they hammer it then? No, but we get one. I mean, so we had that 4-game losing streak. Now Newport, we played 70-odd minutes with 10 men.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then Blackburn, well, they were just a superior team to us.
Yeah.
Then Salford, the Salford game was poor. That was poor. And then Bradford at home, I was there. We battered them. I don't know how we didn't win. So I'm not reading too much into those 4 losses, but I don't agree with it. Especially with what that man's done for this football club. There should be a statue of him outside the ground. I think he acts accordingly. I think he sets the tone. I think the players respect him. The fans need to have more respect for him. The ones who don't, they need to remember what he's done for us. I got no doubt in him, and I think it's wrong. I think some Wrexham fans are out of order. I get people are frustrated. people will hammer me for saying. I get people get frustrated. I get frustrated.
Mhm.
You know, when with the Bradford game, Lenny was almost crying, but I said, that's football, son. You know, we can't win every game. No manager's going to win every game. You know, it's competitive, man. It's just so I really don't agree with it. You know,
Yeah.
Listen, if a manager's had half a season and he's not changed things and he's played the same way and he's getting the same results,
Mhm.
fair enough. Yeah, listen, he needs to go. He needs to change up. But that's not the case. We haven't, you know, we've gone over half a season now in the position we are.
Mhm.
And if you would have asked Wrexham fans this time last year, you'd snatch your hand off to be in this situation right now. They literally snatch your hand off. In fact, they'd probably say at the start of the season, if we get in the playoffs, I'll be made up. Well, we're exceeding playoffs.
Mhm.
There's a good chance we can win the league. Never mind anything else. So stop moaning and get behind him.
Yes. That is funny when you put it in that perspective. It's like if you just said to us midway through last season, trying to fight with knots to get promoted, if you just said, yeah, next season you're actually going to be third in the league with 13 games left,
Fighting with Stockport Mansfield for the league again. But
anybody would take that.
Yeah, when people need to just stop and remember where we've been. I mean, and this is no disrespect to people now. I mean, some people say people have just supported us from the takeover, which is absolutely immense, by the way. I love it. So, I mean, so people around Wrexham, they maybe just started coming to the race course, which is absolutely tremendous. I love it. But they might have only seen Wrexham lose 5 times. I've had a lifetime of it. I've had a lifetime, you know. So I think sometimes, that's where it comes in. I think they might have seen Wrexham lose 5 times, something like that. They're not used to it. They're used to just champagne football, winning football games. When you know, I'm just hardened to it now, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see us. Like I go back to the Gillingham game. I thought we played so well, and I just thought we were unlucky. I don't see how you can have a go at the manager for us losing.
Yeah.
But we played so well, and on another day we could have easily won it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people who just joined, I mean, I joined as soon as I heard that one of my favorite actors was buying a football team. I was like, this is interesting. So then I started paying attention to Wrexham. And so then I joined in. But like a lot of people who joined in, their first season watching was the record-breaking Notts County like run.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, I absolutely, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. What this program has done to, like, there's a Wrexham community around the world. Like I look, like, you know, I was talking to someone the other day and just like I'm talking to you now. It's just, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's the best thing ever. And people coming over from the States to come watch Wrexham and tune in. It's mega. But some people, I think they're used to the record-breaking season,
Right, exactly.
and they think that's how football goes. Well, let me tell you, it doesn't. That's not the story of football. That's certainly not the story of Wrexham.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there are teams that got promoted a couple of years ago that might get relegated this year. Like you know, like that could very well end up being
I mean, look
something.
at Salford. Salford are right down there. I know they beat us, and fair play, they raised the game. They kind of battered us. But you know, every year they're favourites to go up because they got money, and you know, so it just shows you what can happen.
Yeah. What? So for me, I used to take losses, like with Texas A&M back in the day, a certain way, and I take them very differently now. Like, how do you handle defeats now compared to how you used to handle them? Has it changed?
Yes. Now that's a great question, and the reason it's changed is because we're doing the right things. We're playing the right way. It's not a crisis. I'm cool about it because I believe in the team. Why wouldn't you? Look through the team. Look at the professionals. Look at the manager we've got. It's just like nothing says crisis to me. Nothing says I should panic. So it's like, yeah, we lost on Saturday. So I couldn't go on. I don't go on social media when we lose. Or I might put something on Twitter, but I won't go on fan chat. I won't do nothing like that. No, because that riles me. Then I do get angry. But I think we'll go and win the next game. And if we don't, we'll go and win the next 5 after that. That's how confident I am in them. You know, we always do it. We always bounce back. We always put runs together. And I know teams have got to come to the race course where we're pretty fierce. But whereas years ago, I used to get, I could get angry.
Yeah.
Because of people walking on the football pitch wearing the club's badge I love on our chest. And that used to really get to me. Or managers that I didn't think they're just there to get their pay packet, players just there to get their pay packet. But that's not the case now. You know, that's not the case at all. I mean, every single man who plays for this team is just brilliant. They give everything. Yeah. So I take a loss completely different these days. Completely different.
Yeah, I can definitely stomach a loss way more when I can see how hard people are working. Like as soon as you see people give up or stop trying, that's I have no patience for that. Yeah.
No, right, not at all. No, I can't bear it. And we've had quite a lot of players like that. You know, mixed with very good players. You know, we'd have a couple of good signings, and then there'd just be some letting it down. Or we play derby games against Chester and not turn up. You know, but that used to just infuriate me because I think if you can't get up for a derby like that, that used to, or walking around the pitch in big games, it used to absolutely boil my blood. Oh, I did. I used to be, we used to get like, if we got 5,000, that was a mega crowd. If we got 5,000, that was a really, really good crowd. But it's not the case anymore, is it? I mean, I get the impression that whoever that 11 is he puts on a pitch would run through a brick wall for Parkinson. I do. Yeah. And so you just got to respect that.
Yeah. That's something that I love is no one seems to have like an ego that takes over the team. Everybody seems to want to work together and do exactly like what Parky says, which is a phenomenal way to coach. It's a good way to assemble a team because a lot of the teams that I support over here, pro NFL teams, I'm a Dallas Cowboys supporter, unfortunately. We, for years and years and years, we would just sign whoever the best player was, no matter what they were doing. It was a bunch of people who had massive egos and basically just tore our team apart.
See that. Sorry to stop you, but that Wrexham could easily have done that, couldn't he, with the money?
Yes.
And it would not have worked. Like I know of Parkinson meeting up with players, and great players, but not right for the team, not right for the changing room. That's the beauty of Phil Parkinson. That he invests in the man as much as the player. You've got to be right for the team. I mean, look at Paul Mullin. People could probably think he come in with an ego. No chance. Hardest working player you'll see. Probably on the most money I'd have thought, but rightly so. He's worth every penny. Yeah. But look at this. I mean, if he's not scoring goals, I'd love to know how many miles he runs because he just doesn't. The minute they get the ball, he's at him. He doesn't stop.
Yeah.
And then again, some fans have the cheek because he's not scoring at the moment. They have the cheek to question him. Well, my answer would be just look how much he runs. Look what he does for the team. So, and we've got a team full of them. James McLean and I've only played in the Premier League. Well, that man doesn't stop. I mean, the miles he must run. What is he? 34.
Yeah.
Well, it's ridiculous. So if he loses the ball at the top end of the pitch, he will sprint all the way back until. And it's like, how can he carry on going? It is it's ridiculous. But there's nothing better for me as a fan seeing that. He's willing to sprint the whole pitch to go win it. But that's desire. That's like, that's like. It makes you want to roar with passion. You can probably see it in me now. That's how it gets me, man. That's what they're the players you want at a football club, and that's what we are tremendously lucky to have.
Oh, for sure. And that's such a good skill to have for Parky. Like that's such an important thing because there are a lot of coaches who would just be so tempted by signing that really good player, even though he doesn't quite fit. But Parky has the discipline to find players that fit with the system and fit with the other players. And that's an impressive skill to have.
I totally agree with that. Yeah. No, you are dead right. It's unless they're right for Wrexham Football Club as a whole, that changing room as a team, because that's what it's all about. That's what I say to my boys. It's it's a team game. If you haven't got team spirit, you haven't got anything.
Yes.
Team spirit, and that is, you can see it, can't you? You can really see the spirit in them, and the ultra professionals. And he doesn't really like a young signing, does he? He goes for the older signings. But he goes for the experience, and I like it. Like I hear if Ollie Palmer he did a podcast not long ago, and he said himself, there's absolutely no egos in that changing room at all. And he's been in football a long time, and he's been in changing rooms where there's been big egos, but at Wrexham was none. So that's nice to hear. Stuff like that is lovely to hear.
Seriously. What are your thoughts? What were your thoughts when we first got Okonkwo on loan? And what are your thoughts now on whether he's going to stay or not?
Personally, I don't think he will stay, because I think someone else will come in for him.
Yeah,
I do. I think I think he's a great keeper. I'd love to see him stay at Wrexham. I'd love to see him stay. He's rated highly by Arsenal. I know that, so I won't be surprised to see him stay there.
Yeah,
I think Wrexham's a great club for his development. If he was to go out on loan again next year to any club, it would be Wrexham, I would have thought, because Parky's alluded to, it's a great. He's playing in front of a packed crowd every week, a packed ground. He's doing well. He's commanding. So I think Wrexham's a good place to be, but maybe Arsenal want him back, or maybe a championship club or something might come in. I don't know, but I would love to see him stay. I really would. I think he's great.
I do too. Do you think he kneed that ball into the goal the other day?
Yeah. Oh, he was in.
Okay.
Oh, he was in. It was in. But he was so casual about it.
He was so casual.
I was thinking, like, how has he count the ref here? But he's sliding to. I'm sure he's got to stop this ball, and he took it right over his line. And I'm thinking, oh no! Me and Lenny I was watching it at home with Lenny, and Lenny had his head in his hands, going, "Dad, no!" But I thought he's not. I thought surely he's got to give this. Either the linesman's, he's not. But no, we should have lost that game. Really, when you think of it, I mean,
that was wild. Yeah. That was wild. But I do think they got away with a massive penalty in the box when the defender dragged Ollie Palmer down onto the ground. I mean, you could see the entire jersey get pulled.
Yeah.
And he just went.
I don't think we've had many penalties this year. I can't think of any penalties we've had. I mean, we must have, but I cannot think of.
I know Mullen missed one, didn't he? I think Mullen missed one earlier in the season. But you're right. I don't think we have had many penalties.
We don't get many penalties. They must think, oh, them entitled sods, don't give them anything.
Do you? Are there any other football clubs that you support in the UK or abroad?
Well, this is how I describe it. So I like Man United.
Okay.
But if Man United get beat 20-0, I won't bat an eyelid. It won't bother me. Honestly, in fact, it's very rare. I don't. If someone happens to put a gun to my head and say Premier League team, I'd say Man United, because But I support Wrexham. It's always been support Wrexham. Like if Wrexham lose or Wrexham draw or big game, people know. Like just he'll be. I'm fuming. It's been a way since I've been a kid. I've always been the one in the playground with Wrexham kits. Wrexham, that was just. It's just in me. Wrexham's the club I love, the club I support, and I'm through and through. And it's just to me, where you're from, especially in this country, that's your team. That is where you're from. You've got to be proud of that place. And I'm very proud of Wrexham in general. It's had that, it's had our ups and downs, same as anywhere. But I'm very proud to be from Wrexham, and I'm very proud of the football club, and it's always been like that. Whereas Man United, I'll take it or leave it,
Yeah. I get that.
That's just the way it is. But then I find myself watching. I went to Canada when I was young, and I went to watch the Blue Jays play baseball. So I like Man United as much as I like the Blue Jays, or as much as I like the Toronto Raptors or the Maple Leafs. It's just I wouldn't say I support them, but I like them.
Yeah. I've got teams like that too. That makes sense. Like, I'm originally from Dallas, Texas, so all the Dallas teams are my teams.
Yeah, there you go.
But like the Cowboys drive me so nuts that I've tried to like other NFL teams. Like right now I live in Atlanta, Georgia. So I tried to like the Falcons. I just can't do, like, I just can't get, my heart can't get behind them. I don't really care, whatever, you know, I'm a Cowboys fan and I'll just die being sad. It's okay.
It's in your heart, isn't it? It's ingrained in you. I think something happens, you know, I think the first time you go, or the first time you feel the atmosphere, I don't know what it is, but like I said, I was 5. I went in 1992 and I've never stopped going since. It was not long after the Arsenal game. It was that season, a couple of games after. I've never stopped. I have never, ever, when I was 10, I was going by myself. It was different. Like, I look at my Charlie, who's 10 now, and I think, I'd never let you go to the football by yourself, ever. Like, never. My dad was like, yeah, go on, you'll be fine. I used to walk there. I used to walk there, but I suppose different times. And I'd be outside the players' entrance at 12 o'clock to get their autographs. Like, I've still got programs here of showing my kids from when I was their age, all signed by players and markers. But I just think, it's crazy. Like, I used to walk by myself as a 10-year-old, and if my mates weren't going, I'd still go.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Yeah. I just loved it that much, and I've never, ever stopped.
That's wild, man. That's such a good feeling to have that instilled in you. And it's like when I heard you talking earlier about like not wanting to force it on your kids. I don't think you have to, because I think when children see how passionate you are about something, they just naturally gravitate towards it, you know?
I think so. Charlie's been going since he was 10 months old. Charlie was 10 months. But I've been coming regular. Like, I couldn't wait to take him. And my ex at the time, Gemma, she'd be like, I said, come on, you need to bring him. Come on, let's go. So she'd come, and I remember his first game was against Macclesfield. I can remember where I was sitting. I was sitting in the Yale end down the bottom. And he was there. And then when he was like 1.5, that was it. He'd come in a turf with me before the game. He'd go out with pockets full of money because all the lads and, you know, everyone, all Wayne, everyone, you know, give him pounds and what have you. So he'd come out with loads of money, and that was our thing. And what gets to me a bit now, like, I can't always get free tickets together, so I can't take both lads. I have to take one, you know. But I think I took Lenny last week, and it was the first time it's just been me and him. Yeah. You know, only because, on fair play to Charlie, he said, well, I always go, so Lenny, go and you go, and he wanted to come. So it's really nice. But I think Charlie been going like 7.5 years before the takeover. You know, he's not even 11 yet.
And he's already been through some of the worst seasons.
He's been through the worst. And I remember, I'm going to tell you a little story quick. And it, like, because sometimes this is when I really seen him catch it. So he'd been coming for a while, and normally half time we'd be like, Dad, I'm bored. And we played Forest Green this one time, and Gary Mills was the manager. And we went in 1-0 down at half time. Or was it 2-0? It could be 2-0 down. Anyway, Wrexham scored. So it's like, yeah, here we go. And I'll never forget this. Wrexham scored. They hit the back of the net. And Charlie's jumped up, and he's like, come on, Wrexham. And I just tears went, bosh. I just cried. I was like, he's got it. He's got it. And that was one of the most, I'll never forget that day. For as long as I live, that day will go down with them being born. Yeah. That vivid memory, just like, I just burst, because it was the first time I seen it, and he caught the passion, and he was screaming. He's like, come on, Wrexham. And he was like 5 or something like that. I was like, wow. It was powerful. And just thinking about it now, it's a powerful, powerful memory.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's basically like witnessing like the birth of a lifelong fan. You know?
Yeah, that is it. That is it. It's witnessing something special, because I remember when I went with my dad's a lot louder than I am. A lot louder than I am. And that says something. So, like, I was very reserved at football games. Really reserved. Until I got a bit older, but really super reserved. Like, you know, my dad would pick me up in the air when he scored, just like I do with my kids. Yeah. But he'd do the shouting for both of us. So just to see my kid do it, I was like, whoa, he's kind of ahead of the journey at his age than what I was.
Yeah, that's
awesome. You get me?
Yeah, that's great. Well, I've from the documentary, everybody knows that you are a painter. Is it and everybody tends to know that you don't particularly love doing it. What are you still painting, or you moved on to other things? What's happening with you?
So, yeah, I do paint. I mean, I do. I don't like painting unless someone's going to give me a bit of a challenge, like they want lots of feature walls and stuff like that. That's when I love painting.
Okay.
But apart from that, like, site work, Magnolia, as we know, I can't stand it. So now I'm selling digital business cards. Monty digital business cards, just a supreme product. It really, really is. Click of a QR code, and the business card flashes up. I mean, physical business cards will be a thing of the past very soon.
Yes.
With Monty, you have all your links in one place. With my link, if you head over to Shaun Winter on Twitter, follow my link, and you get it for half price, so just as much as £5.
Heck yeah.
So,
and I can attest. I signed up for it last week, man.
Yeah. What did you think?
It's great.
It's a lovely product, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I know you said you'd had the digital business cards before, but I kind of knew you'd be impressed with this one. It's so good, isn't it?
The interface is way more user friendly, way more intuitive than the ones I've used in the past.
and it's so quick and easy to set up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm kind of addicted to it. I mean, you can put so many pictures. I'm thinking, oh, that'll look nice on there, and then you can change the colors. And I'm thinking, and like for as much as it's £5 a month here, half price. So I just find that ridiculous value.
Yeah.
And it's something I'm so proud to be involved with it. I'm so proud.
That's awesome.
And what I really want is just to get it, like I say, now it's starting to trickle out. Like you got one and a couple of others in America and Canada, and that's what makes me really proud. I just want them, like, and if anyone's listening to this who maybe a salesman or what have you and thinks he can have a chat with me or something they're interested in doing, just get in touch with me, because I just think big names are going to be involved with this product, and I think the sky's the limit for it. I really, really do. To think we've just started, and I can really see this product taking over. I honestly can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It the interface on the website is fantastic, and like the fact that you can have all your contacts in your Monty profile, you can put all your appointments and your calendar and everything in there. That's
so good. Phenomenal. You've got your analytics. It kind of, and it gives you a little notification. Jake, you've got a call today at such and such. It's fantastic. And like I say, I'm made up to be involved with it. And it's what I'm going to be doing for as long as, I want to change my life, my boy's life.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a tryer, and I'll never stop trying. And I think this is my ticket to really, and it's something I'm so proud of, because it's such a beautiful, nice product. Yeah. And it can help so many people that just, I did an expo in Birmingham, and when people asked me for my number, I was smiling because I was like, yeah, if you just take a picture of that, and then automatically like, oh wow,
yeah,
because that on that first impression, it's pretty mega. Like you take a picture of it and it's instant,
yeah,
and they're like, oh, this is fantastic. So that leads to sales straight away for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I just hope to grow it as much as I can. And as you can see, I'm talking passionate now. When I told you, when I'm in, I'm all in. And with Monty, I am all in.
Yeah, like I said, great product. The one I had before, it was like an NFC based, so you had to like tap your phone with somebody else, and like half the phones wouldn't end up working, and it would just be super frustrating.
That's what we found, with the cards and that as well. They don't always work, and and then you lose them, you have to replace them. Well, ours is a lot cheaper, and I just think it's a lot slicker product.
Heck yeah, I completely agree. All right, I've got two more questions for you.
No problem whatsoever.
Let's do it. First off, when I come to visit Wrexham, where's a place that I should go eat that doesn't get enough love?
Oh, Levant in Wrexham. Levant is a very, very nice restaurant.
Okay.
I really like it there. There's a restaurant up by me, Foozies, that has not long opened. We went to the opening. You might have seen a video of me and the mayor.
Okay.
There. But you get in touch with me and I'll help you out. But yeah, Foozies is definitely one. We got Levant, they got the Fat Ball, the Carnivore. There's some lovely, lovely places around.
Nice.
So be sure to get in touch with me and I'll show you around.
Man, I'm excited. I'm excited to come. I've been wanting to come. I was hoping to come for this season, but finances just, didn't work out.
Yeah, well, tell me about it. Oh, tell me about it.
The economy at the moment is crushing my soul.
It's tough, isn't it? Life's tough. You just like I've booked me and the boys. We're going to the same places last year, but it's a lot of money. Like, I got to find my rent. I got to find, and these are, but we do what we do, don't we? We do what we do, and we get by. It's just, and that's what my life's always been. Just getting by or just scraping by, and I want more. I want so much more. And hence why I'm trying to change so much, and I'm trying to just work on myself. And just, there's more to life, and I'm anxious to go out and find it.
I love it. Where do you think we're going to end up at the end of this season? Are we going to be automatically promoted? You think we're going to end up at the top?
Win the league.
Oh, right. I said that in December, and then when we hit that 4-game losing streak, I was like, well, I think we'll still get promoted, but I'm not sure we'll win the league. But you're still confident.
I'm confident, but that's my heart always rules my head every time. I think we've got after this, maybe after I think we got 7 games left out of the 13.
Yeah, at home.
Stockport got to come to Wrexham. Mansfield have got to come to Wrexham. They will not be looking forward to that, and we will give them a tonking.
And we're playing most of the bottom teams away. Like, I think 4 out of the 6 remaining are in like the bottom 7.
I believe we can stick a run of 5 wins together, and before you know it, it's a different picture, isn't it? Yeah, starting tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, if we had better freaking win tomorrow night, man.
Oh, I know. Honestly, there's no way on earth I'll open my Twitter if we don't get a result. There's no way. Guy, can you imagine? Like, people will literally be destroying their televisions. It'll be the laptops will be out the window. It'll just be, But I like what I tend to do now when we lose. I get the dog and go for a walk.
Yeah, that's good. Go get outside.
I got Bertie. I got Pit Bertie up. I said, "Come on, Lenny, let's go." And Charlie didn't want to move off the Xbox, so we went for a walk or we go for a kickabout or something. That's how I kind of get away. Because if you go on Twitter or you go on social media, you'll just get more and more annoyed. So.
100%. Yeah, I was up at a cabin this past weekend watching the Gillingham game with some friends, and after that game ended, I just turned it off and walked out into the woods. It's just like I can't do it.
And this, it's another thing. Like, I love the fact that loads of people, like in the States, are getting together for Wrexham games.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly, I can't love that anymore. Just the thought of that, and then you see pictures of people with Wrexham flags outside their house. It's magic. It's magic. I always say I'm dying to come to America, but it'll be a long time before I can afford it. But one day I will be there, and one day I'll just turn up at someone's house and just knock on the door and say, "I'm coming to watch the game with you."
Dude, you're more than welcome. I'm happy to host any Wrexham supporter anytime. If you ever make it to Atlanta, you got a free place to stay. If you make it to Montana, Dallas. I have people everywhere. So if you come over, you've got a free place, man. Final question. What is one piece of advice you would give to a new supporter of Wrexham?
You're in it for the long haul. Don't just, you're in it for life. It's not just like you can't just turn up and support us when we're winning and then when we're losing go somewhere else. That's not how it works. You're in it for the long haul. Remember that, and just get behind them. Always believe and always get behind them.
I love it, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate your passion, man. I'm looking forward to season 3 of the show. I love following you on Twitter. Oh, you said this is Wrexham is coming back this Saturday. Is that what you said?
Yes, this is Wrexham. The Late Show is back this Saturday. I know.
Hey!
It's Steve's fault. It's Steve's fault. And you better believe I'll be making it crystal clear to everyone on Saturday. It is completely Steve's fault. But yes, after some persuading, he's like, because he's a very busy man himself, and the way he edits it takes a lot. But now we're going to be doing them live. I don't know how it works. Steve does. I just host it. So I'm looking forward to it. So I'll be analysing the game, and people can get in touch with us on the chats live.
Yeah.
So again, that's all down to Steve. I'll just tell people where to go and when.
Heck yeah. Looking forward to that. I've missed those episodes. So
yeah. So have I. I've really missed them. I've really, really missed them. So I'm absolutely made up for coming back this Saturday. I really am.
Heck yeah. Well, Shaun, again, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Take care, man.
You too. All right. That was Shaun Winter. You can go follow him, Shaun Wrexham, on Twitter. Go check out his new company, his product he's working on. I did get it. It's much better than the last digital business card that I had. So yeah, highly recommend. All right, let's talk a little bit more about our squad, and then we'll get into my brand new segment here in a few minutes. All right. Craig Jones tweeted, a great team performance and some very good individual performances against admittedly poor opposition. Yes. I'm going to single out this young lad once again, though. Terrific performance and such a good defender. They kicked lumps out of him, but he just gets up and carries on. He's talking about Max Cleworth. I have been talking about Cleworth since before he started playing regularly. I love this guy. I think he's got some great things in his future on the squad. Young kid. I started liking him a lot because of the game FIFA, because playing him in FIFA and building up his stats, he became the best player on Wrexham. So I'm hoping it's a repeat of a video game. I'm hoping real life mimics FIFA. That's what I'm hoping. Fearless in Devotion also shared this. It's a highlight of their red card today. In fact, let's watch it real quick because it's horrendous.
Oh, that's a red card. That's a straight red. Challenge that.
I mean, horrendous challenge. But his point for that was that Cannon got up and started yelling angrily at the tackler. And the first guy to lead him away and de-escalate things, and he says, that'll be future Wrexham AFC captain Max Cleworth. So he thinks he's going to be a captain here in the future. And then MG Wrexham says, Max Cleworth starting to get player of the season vibes for me. Anyone else? Anyone else think Cleworth's in contention for player of the year award? I'm not there yet. I do think that he has a bright future with Wrexham. Here's my poll. Here's my question. Will he become captain first or be able to grow a beard first? That's what I want to know. Which one will come first in his life? The ability to grow a full, luscious beard, or the ability to be, or the nomination of captain for the Wrexham AFC squad? I'm guessing captain because I don't know. I just have a feeling that he's never going to be able to grow a beard, which is sad for him. He'll just never know what a full life actually is. But at least he gets to play football for a living. So he's got the consolation prize. All right. Let's look at the table, y'all, before we wrap this up. Oh, wait, actually, no, let's not look at the table yet. Let's I have a brand new segment. Segment is called Beggar's Corner, and you're about to see what it's all about. So here we go.
Please, sir. I want some more.
Don't make me beg here, because I will do it.
Please. I'm begging you, please.
Dear Rob McElhenney, today marks the very first time I'm begging you to come on my show. It will not be the last. In fact, this will likely go on for weeks on end, if not years. Whenever you log into Twitter, I'll be there. Whenever you're scrolling through Instagram, you're going to see my face. Whenever you look in the rearview mirror, I can't finish that statement without legal implications. But you get the idea. What more could the UK football world want than another interview between two Americans talking about the sport they love so dearly? Let's give the people what they want. Sincerely, respectfully, desperately, the Wrexham Texan. Just realized I was muted. That was my brand new segment, Beggar's Corner. And basically, I'm begging Mr. Rob McElhenney to come on the show every single week until he agrees to do so. Yeah. And I'm prepared to keep this up for maybe up to a year. Maybe up to a year of once a week putting out a brand new video, begging Rob McElhenney to come on the podcast to talk about Wrexham, the Eagles, the Cowboys, just sports in general, the film world, whatever he wants to talk about. If you're still watching this, Rob, if you tuned into the full show, I will come to you. I'll travel to you. We can do it in person. We don't have to do it over the computer. If you'd rather it be, a face-to-face thing, we can do that. But again, I'll be doing this every week. So get ready for another Beggar's Corner next week. I'm blasting that out on all social media. All right, y'all, let's look at the table and then we can get out of here. Mansfield Town up at the top of the league, y'all. They got a game in hand against us. Stockport also has a game in hand on us. We're tied with Stockport in points at the moment. However, they have, since they've played one fewer game, they have one fewer loss. So we basically have the same record as the second place team in the league. Mansfield has only lost 4 times this whole season. 4 daggum times. That's crazy. Forest Green and Sutton have lost 20, just to put that in perspective. So, we're in a fantastic position. We could still win the league. It doesn't even take that much help for us to win the league. It just takes a little bit. We need Mansfield to drop just a few points while we gain a few, along with Stockport. So I'm very hopeful. And the team we play next is Morecambe. Morecambe away game this coming Saturday. We have a full 6 more days until the match. They've is that right? They've done the exact same thing that we did. Oh yeah, they had a come from behind victory versus Crewe yesterday. I thought Crewe was going to win. They were up 2-0, and then Morecambe came back at the end of the second half and dominated them. It was crazy. It was a crazy game. That was an interesting one. So I don't know if that will make them. I tend to see teams lose after a hard-fought win, especially like a last-second desperation win like that. I feel like the energy kind of gets depleted in players. Maybe, I don't know what it is, but when there's like a team with like a last-second shot in basketball who wins after clawing from coming back from behind, generally speaking, I see them lose most of the time the following game. So is that going to be the case? I don't know. My prediction for the game, 1-0, Morecambe away. I think we can do that. I think Okonkwo gets another clean sheet. And I think, if Ollie Palmer starts, I say Ollie Palmer scores. That's what I think is going to happen. If Ollie Palmer starts, he scores. If he doesn't, then Stephen Fletcher. I think it's going to be one of the two big men that get that goal to get us that 3 points. So that'll do it for today, y'all. Please go follow me on Rumble. Subscribe to me on Rumble. Get off of YouTube. Highly recommend going over to Rumble. It's a far more open platform. There's far better rules over there. People are allowed to actually say things and speak their mind, whereas on YouTube you'll get strikes, you'll get kicked off. I'm just counting down the days where my YouTube channel gets booted. But yeah, go follow me on Instagram, Twitter, drop a like, and yeah, go subscribe over on Rumble. That's it for this week, y'all. Just fantastic weekend. I've been smiling about Wrexham for the past 24 hours. So, yeah, hope y'all are doing well out there, and we'll see you next week. Up the town.
Search my soul with all your heart, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. And if you knock my soul with all your strength, you're gonna find it. You're gonna find it.